Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I wanted to give a guide on leveling from level 1 to 50 and what kind of specs you should be looking for and what kind of things you should be focusing on while leveling up. The main daily that I really recommend to you guys that you do every single day is log in to go to the stable and upgrade the speed of your horse. Do this every single day. You can only do it once per day, so it's like once every 20 hours. So I definitely recommend you do this. You make it this a habit to log in and do this. So I have my guy literally parked right in front of the stable because I don't play him, and then I'm gonna upgrade. 10 minutes. All right, so I guess we'll be back in 10 minutes. Damn. All right, so let me just get on the neck row. I'll play it for 10 minutes and then get it on her and then come back and get it on him. I could do it on every single character. So if you have, let's say, like you're just starting to play this game, I definitely recommend you have all the characters that you want. Even pre-make them if you want. Like if you know for sure you're going to be playing them in the future, then at least have them saved up. That way you can log in, do that every single day on those characters that you don't play. It just makes it so worth it. And then by the time you finally get to playing that character, you're gonna be like, oh shit, I mean, he's 30% speed, you know, because you haven't played him in a month, you know. So typically this is gonna take you probably 2 months to max out everything, because it's gonna take like 60 days basically. So it's a long process. Or you can go on the cash shop and buy it for fucking $10,000. So to avoid that, you just do it every single day. That's it. It's not that desperate. The way you can tell if you're doing a Magicka build or not is obviously the weapon. So if you're going to be going with two-hander, one-handed, blah, 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 all of these, then these are stamina skills. And you'll see stamina, it says cost stamina. Whenever you see it shows it green like that, that means that this is purely a stamina build. You're not going to be using any mana. Whenever a skill costs mana, then that means that this is a Magicka build, period. That you're going to get the most out of it if you go with a Magicka build. So for example, this character is focused on stamina, so I went all in on stamina points. If you want to go Magicka, you go full all in on Magicka. If you kind of wanted to tank, you might want to throw in some health, but it's not 100% necessary in the beginning of the game. Once you hit level 50 and then you go into champion levels, which is, you know, champion level 1 all the way up to 160, that's when you gotta kind of decide, what do you want to do with your character? Do you want to tank? Do you want to heal? Or do you want to DPS? As far as armor sets go and everything, don't worry about armor when you're leveling up. Focus 100% of your effort on trying to get the training sets. So let me show you really quick.
What can I do for you?
So you can go to any guild trader in any town and you can look this up. You go to apparel, all apparel, you filter it under training, you search for it, and you're gonna find a bunch of things. You could just get the level 1 set. You see all the way down here, I scroll down, it says these are level 1 heavy armor set that gives you experience, increased experience gain by kills by 7%. That's a really good thing to have while leveling, because this is gonna speed up your leveling, because every mob you're killing, you're gaining a lot more XP, and you're not gonna have to worry about upgrading your gear. If you don't have enough money to be able to buy these, because these can be pretty hefty. There's, look, $699 for each piece that this guy is trying to sell for. So if you don't have the money to buy the full set of these, then you probably want to avoid doing that, and you want to just go ahead and kill mobs, just hope for a chance to get the training version of the armor piece that you picked up. So you're pretty much just praying for RNG at that point. And as far as like what kind of armor you should set up, it all depends on what you're trying to achieve with your build. Mainly because of, you know, things like this, critical rating increases, you got stamina recovery, you got sneaking, weapon damage increase. So this is primarily focused on weapon damage. So you're gonna be, if you're gonna be doing a stamina build, which is basically bow and arrow or two-hander or whatever, you should definitely focus on medium armor if you can. The biggest benefit you're going to get to light armor if you're going with a Magicka build is going to be, you know, going to get discounts to your energy consumption. It's going to be Magicka recovery, spell critical chance, spell penetration. So this is purely based on Magicka build. If you want to be a tank, then go ahead and do heavy armor. I'm telling you right now, don't go into the whole mindset of, oh, I have to wear heavy armor if I want to be a tank. No, you don't have to do that. You can tank with light armor. At least one tray dedicated to healing, like a restoration staff, or just stack a bunch of heals in there from your class and put it in that tray, and then have a second tray that's based on DPS, just doing as much damage as possible. So that way you can fall back on your own heals and you don't have to rely on a healer to heal you. You know what I mean? So that's basically the premise that I have in mind. You can go and tank in light armor. It's totally possible. Picking a Mundus stone is one of the most important things you want to do in the beginning of the game as well. Which Mundus stone you pick is all based on what you really want to do with your character. There's a lot of different options of things you can do. For me, I recommend you get any kind of recovery one that you can find. If you're going with a Magicka build, then you want to go with Magicka recovery. So get the Magicka recovery one, which is the Atronach, which you can find him. You can find it in either one of these zones. So Green Shade, Rivenspire, or Shadowfen. If you want to see this website, I'll link this in the description as well. That way you can just go ahead and just click it and you can see which one you want. The stamina recovery one, if you're going to go with a stamina build, and that's the Serpent, you can find that in the same zones. So Green Shade, Rivenspire, then. So it all depends on what you want to do. There's so many different Mundus stones, and what this does is it gives you a buff completely on your character. It's kind of similar to Skyrim. When you find the little stones, you click on it and it gives you like a god buff basically for the rest of your life. That's pretty much what these things are. Foods. When it comes to foods, this is going to be an extra backup on top of the Mundus stone. So what you can do with this is that you can eat food that basically gives you the same kind of stat that you feel like you're lacking on your character. So like, for example, I was talking about Magicka recovery for that stone. If you go with a Magicka recovery food, then this is going to help out tremendously, and you're going to see major differences in your mana or stamina regen, depending on which one you go with. So different foods have different effects. Some of them give you maximum health along with the Magicka. Some give you just maximum Magicka or maximum stamina or anything like that. It's up to you what you can afford. You can either go onto the auction houses and see what you can buy from them. If they're too expensive for you, you can always just kind of randomly find things out in the world. You'll see like tables that have drinks on them, or maybe like a bowl of food or something. You can literally grab those things and you can eat those or drink those. They're completely random, so you don't know what kind of buff you're gonna get out of them. That's why I mostly, what I do is I go on the auction house and I'll buy the best food I can buy for what I'm trying to achieve. But it's up to you. When you're leveling up, you probably won't need the food as much. This is why I'm more focused on you getting the Mundus stone than getting this, because you're gonna have to keep eating, you know, in order to keep these buffs. So completely up to you. This is a completely optional thing. Okay, so that's a few tips for leveling up. I hope I didn't freak you guys out with just kind of rambling on. I hope I was helpful, and if I wasn't, just leave a comment below and ask me whatever question maybe I didn't seem to cover in this. I tried to keep this guide as simple as possible, but I kind of felt like I rambled on, so I apologize. But anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, guys.